So can you tell us what we're seeing here, and then we'll get to the further close-up evidence?
Yeah, so what you're seeing here is this was a gentleman filming from quite far away. And what you're going to watch here is you're going to watch the microphone. I want your audience to pay attention to that little black dot on the top left of Charlie's shirt, because it's really important. That's what we believe. That looks like there's some type of explosion that that happens under his shirt right at the moment of impact. Now,
and we should say you're not going to see blood here. We're gonna stop it right after this thing potentially explodes, basically. So let's roll that footage here. But you're not going to see the horrible aftermath. We just want to warn people about that. All right. So this is the footage here. This is a wide shot. Puts the mic down, and now here's a closer version. So Ryan, what are we seeing here?
Go ahead. You're going to watch. I want you to pay attention right there. He pauses it. You see it pause, and you almost see like a cloud of smoke. There is some type of explosion. There is something happening under that shirt. And I want you to watch to the right. Do you see that? How like his neck, it was almost like a big gust of wind or something. Something happened under that shirt, and it blows his shirt right off to the right. And Hugh, you'll see it right here. Watch to the right and then watch to the left on the mic. So you see the explosion there. See that air pocket? It was almost like some weird air pocket caused his shirt to shoot up like that. And at the same time, what you can't actually see in this video is Charlie Kirk has on that silver necklace. And if your audience remembers, we thought we were watching his earpiece get blown out of his ear, and we couldn't make sense of that. Well, according to Candace, that was his necklace. That was his chain necklace that you seen actually getting blown off and blowing over his ear. And now I have a chain necklace on, right? I have this gold cross on. How would it be possible? I thought maybe like the bullet went through his neck and you could see it protruding out the back of his spine. So I thought maybe that the force, even though the bullet didn't get through, it was just such a rapid force in the back of his neck that somehow it snapped the chain. But the chain breaks in the front. So how does the chain break in the front and then go off backwards over my ear? That was the one part I could never figure out. Okay, so we have the chain breaking, we have it blowing off over the back of his head, and at the same time now we have evidence that's showing some device on Charlie's shirt that looks like it gets detonated, and you see this huge puff of air blow up his shirt, while at the same time, that was the first video that we seen where you could actually see, like it looked like a little cloud of smoke, a little cloud of air. I don't know what that was, but it was coming out right from under his shirt, exactly where that microphone was.
Now, John Bray has been analyzing this, and let's just put up this post by John Bray. So first of this picture here, John Bray, based solely on my analysis of the two angles of the events on September 10th, I have come to the conclusion that this is the object that struck Charlie Kirk in the neck. Now, what is that? Now, it could be a DJI microphone or a Rode microphone, which is just magnetically clipped here. I'm just going to show you some footage I filmed a few minutes ago of my DJI microphone so you can understand what this looks like. So here's a DJI microphone. These are wireless lapel mics, and this uses a magnet. This is a very strong magnet here. It's even hard to pull off, and it just like clips on the shirt. So you would put that on your front of your shirt and it just would clip right there to the back, and that microphone would be facing his mouth to pick up his speech and sort of any sort of ambient noise. But it's a really good, I think, omnidirectional microphone, right? You know more about this, Ryan, than I would, right?
Yep, that's exactly what it is. You're spot on. So in John Bray's reporting, he's basically went down and did a breakthrough of how you could basically remove a percentage of the battery from that device. Obviously, if you're a foreign intelligence agency and you have the ability to create and make all of these devices, we've seen it with the pagers before. He's claiming that you could have removed a percentage of that battery, and then you could have put a 2-gram PETN charge, and it still would have functioned and had no indication that it had been tampered with. And then there would be an explosive charge inside of that device, which when detonated, that's what would have either, I know some people are thinking that the magnetic piece went into his throat. I personally don't think so. I think that built into that little device, there was some type of charge that detonated, and that's what we saw catch him right there in the throat. That would be my best guess. But, you know, one of the things that me and Clayton were talking about is, you know, we watched the Turning Point team go and tamper with the evidence, and everybody was so focused on specifically the camera right behind him. But there was a camera right in front of him that was literally 6, 7, 8 feet in front of him at best. I showed it to Clayton in a minute ago in a text message. And where is this footage from Turning Point? I think at this point, we're all left with a lot of questions. We don't know how this would have happened. We don't know if it would have happened. We don't know if that device was anything under his shirt. But the missing footage and the fact that Turning Point employees were going there and removing memory cards from this active crime scene leaves us with a lot of questions. And if we know that they have those memory cards, I think it's at this point we should be almost demanding that